hanging out in the Weather Center this afternoon with meteorologist Jacob Dickey. All right, Jacob, you ready for some questions?
Oh, never.
Well, we do have a few good ones.
Yeah, we do, actually.
So let's dive right in.
We always have good ones, don't we?
Of course we do.
Yeah.
And you always have great answers. So first up, we've had a lot of storms recently. How has this year stacked up for severe weather?
Well,
it does seem like we've had a lot.
Yeah, there's been a lot of threats and risks and things of that. But really, there's kind of you look at it locally. Let's just show you the graphics here. First off, this weekend we had some severe weather across the area. This past weekend, look at that. That's down in Edgewood. A lot of damage in far southern Effingham County, Fayette County, and then just south of our area towards Clay, Marion, and Richland counties there. This one was in Newman. Look at that.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, we actually caught word that I think the swing survived.
Well, that's good.
But a lot of wind like that has been coming through recently. This is Rossville. They had some damage over there, Rossville, Henning area. Of course, the flooding, too. I don't know if you've had flooding out where you are.
I've seen lots of flooding. Thankfully, I did not experience anything like that.
Plenty of views like that out there across the area. There's some more from Hoopston, some of the damage that we've had. Okay, so we've had a lot of issues here. Over the weekend, a really interesting setup. We were right on that line. I'm going to show you some of the confirmed information that we got. First off, National Weather Service surveyed parts of southern Fayette County. Effingham's right here. This is not far down the road. They said there was widespread 70 to 100-mile-an-hour winds down there Sunday night. In addition, they had a couple of tornadoes, one which was significant. There's a lake here southeast of Kinmundy, a state wildlife area, whatnot. The name escapes me. It does that sometimes on TV. But a tornado hit there, and another one touched down to the south of there. An EF2 went close to Flora, Xenia. Effingham, again, is up there. I was actually positioned here and caught some of that wind myself as that storm came on through. Really intense wind. A lot of wind damage through Clay City and all the way over to Lawrenceville, but there's another tornado that was confirmed down there. So let's talk about United States-wide. When you look at the state level, things are a little bit different. But United States-wide, actually, for the annual storm report count for tornadoes, we're actually up to number 2 overall. The most recent year that we've not beat yet is 2011. That was an exceptionally intense year for tornadoes across the area. But we've had quite a few this year. That black line is average. All those other lines that are from 2010 to 2013. And that dotted green line is 2011. This is a look at the map across the United States where tornadoes have been reported. There's a lot there, aren't there, Heather?
There are, but okay, you just said there's only been 2?
2.
Well, what were you talking about, 2? You said there was only 2 this year.
I have no idea what I said. Somebody roll the tapes back. A few. I may have said a few.
Oh, okay.
A few might have been. Well, okay, let's jump back to the map here. Yeah, let's jump back to the map here. This is all reports. And you kind of see there's a little lighter area here, a little bit of a lighter area there with those storm reports. I'm going to pull you into the state level. The southern part of the state has really been hit hard. The northern part of the state has been hit hard. We've only had a couple of tornadoes confirmed here in central Illinois. I think we're up to 4 or 5 with that number. So while we've had some severe weather, it seems like, Heather, that recently we've more and more missed that risk by that much. Storms have been south, north, west, and east, but there's been a lot of weather across the place.
And I am not sad about that.
Yeah, a lot of people are pretty happy about that.
Okay, can we talk hurricanes real quick?
Sure, yeah.
We're out of time, but I want to make sure we get to our next question. Does the active patterns mean active weather in the Gulf?
Yes, it typically does correlate with the pattern that we've got. And so one thing I'm going to show you here is with those numbers, boy, that number could not slide any slower out, could it? So the forecast for this year, on average, we see 12 named storms. They're calling for 17 to 25, 8 to 13 hurricanes. We usually see 6, and 4 to 7 major hurricanes. Usually see 3 of that, to 85% chance of a more active year. The active severe weather pattern correlates directly with active tropical weather. The flow between El Nino and La Nina is an issue. We're early in the season, too. Hurricane season starts June 1st. If you've got a Gulf Coast trip planned, you're going to the Atlantic seaboard in the summertime, normally you've got to watch, but you've got to watch extra close here. The frequency by month, we look at June, July, August, really picks on up. September, those storms pick on up. October starts to lessen, and you could still have some named storms in November as well. So it will likely be an active year for hurricanes. And I think the potential is there. There could be a number of strikes on the United States as well from named storms. Knowing exactly where and when, though, well, we just got to wait and see.
There you go. All right. Well, thanks so much. It's always fun hanging out with you over here. If you have a question for Jacob that maybe he can answer next time we have Ask Your Meteorologist,